I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello racing fans and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, I'm with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, September the 29th races at Hastings. We do have 7 races on the Saturday afternoon program that does get underway at 1:50, and of course the feature event is the $75,000 fantasy, and it won't take us very long to get into stakes action.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, obviously, and then Sunday is the Ascot graduation, 2-year-old championship weekend, as Mike mentioned, 7 races on tap.
First time going long.
Yes, going a mile 16th. Field of 4 in the fantasy this year. Friday, Summerlin Gifted Grey, Dancing Shoes. Really shaping up as a championship event here with 2 very talented fillies. Summerlin, the only time she was defeated was down at Del Mar. Dancing Shoes undefeated in 2 starts, both stakes. I went to Summerlin. Tactically, I think she's got a little bit of an advantage here. Dancing Shoes is interesting, though, going long. Couldn't really decide between the 2. Did a coin toss. I landed on Summerlin, Dancing Shoes second, put in Friday third. But I would definitely have both of those, my early pick 3, early pick 4 tickets.
Yeah, good race. And yeah. That's the fun part about championship type races is you want to see the best hook into the best, and like it's odd that they've never met, but they're both undefeated at Hastings.
Been on the collision course.
Yeah, they're both undefeated at Hastings. Summerland has run against the boys all 3 times at Hastings, and one try against the fillies was down at Del Mar on like the
very tough circuit down there.
Yes. Premium. It was a terribly tough race. The Grade 2 Sorrento and the winner Bellafina came back to win a Grade 1, the Del Mar debutante, 3 or 4 weeks later. She just ran into some tough horses, and it was really the odds were stacked up against her. She's back at home. Can she go long? We'll see. She's just been untested and untried here. She just runs away in impressive times. Dancing Shoes has been as impressive, but not time-wise. But she's bred to go long. She's a big, long, rangy filly that might, the mile 16th might bring out the best in her, and she's undefeated as well. So something I'll have to give on Saturday. One of these 2 fillies will lose their streak, and but it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I went Dancing Shoes. I think she's the one that wants to go long. Summerland, if she won, I mean, no shocker if she won. No. And I put Friday. I agree with Friday in for third, but I went 4, 2, and 1. I got to try Dancing Shoes. A little homer pick there to get for Summerland or for Dancing Shoes.
Shaping up as a great race.
It is really good. Watch those 2 fillies. They're going to put on a great show. They'll run probably pretty fast too. 4-2-1 for me in the fantasy. On to the second race. 3-year-old fillies here, $25,000 optional claimer, or non-winners of 3 lifetime. The 3-horse under par does not fit the allowance conditions, so she's in for the $25,000 again. And she was like 3-5 last time, and she'll probably be 3-5 again, and going to be awfully tough to beat. I don't know who's going to beat her. Mark Cluche has 3 runners in here, and so there's not going to be any collision courses on the head end. So under par should get the lead. Aaron Greider should have a very easy time of it on the head end, and it's under par's race to win or lose. I put the 6 Lookout Taylor in for second. Gets out of the Tough Stakes Company. He was 4th in the Oaks, but he's been running his Here's Hannah last 2 starts, and of course did run second under par 3 starts back in July. But she gets a good break in the weights with apprentice Lenny Seach around, so I put her in for second. I put the 1 Bear in for third. I went 3, 6, and 1.
I don't have a whole lot to add. Under par looks to be a formidable force in here again. She's got a great record. What she run 5 times this year, 3 wins, a second, and a third. Under par again. I agree with Lookout Taylor. Good 4th last time in the Oaks. Came from last. So passed a lot of horses and gets out, as you mentioned, gets out of Stakes Company. It's a little bit easier assignment for her. She should suit her well. And I agree with Bear. Another one coming out of the Oaks, put her in third. I went 3, 6, 1. Same horses, Mike. Same order. On to the third race. Maiden 4 for 3-year-olds and up. I went to the 2 Unleashed here. I liked Postman last time, and Postman kind of ran away from him. Unleashed was a clear second. This is a horse that's been getting better with every start. Her first 2 starts, she got for 16, she got beat by 9 and by 7. Then only a couple lengths for 8. Last time, as I mentioned, Postman run away. Unleashed for me on top of the 6. Blame it on whiskey. I don't mind in here. Coming out of those maiden 8s. Now back into a maiden 4 should be tough. And the other tough one, obviously, Transplant out of the Deidre Bell barn. Just got beat in neck for 8 last time behind Storm Rocket. Those are the 3 I like in here. I went 2, 6, 5.
Yeah, I went to the 5 transplant. I don't love anyone in
I can see
here. Transplant looks like the speed of the race. Probably going to get the lead, or maybe sit off of the 4-horse Fashionable Gold. But other than that, there's no speed in here. Transplant should get a good trip and be very difficult to beat. If that horse doesn't win, then the 2 Unleashed is the next logical choice. He returns to a sprint. He didn't get the best of trips last time. He's a little wide out, but he wasn't going to beat Postman anyway. The horse ran off and hid. And I put the 3-horse Krypton. I didn't know what to put in for third. I put Kryptonotus for third, but I like 5 and 2 or 2 and 5. I went 5-2-3 in the third. On to the 4th race. Got some 2-year-olds here in a maiden special weight event going 6.5 furlongs. The 3 Arranger is obviously going to be the horse to beat. Run second in the Jack Diamond Futurity and is going to get likely bet heavily. I like the 4-horse though, maybe to cause a little bit of an upset. Dave Flyer had I thought an encouraging debut. Was nowhere near the winner Explode, who I do like in the Ascot graduation tomorrow. But this horse had a lot of early trouble and just ran like a first-time starter. And I think there's more. This horse has more to give, and I think this horse will be a little interesting. Maybe be reasonably close to a Ranger, who did have everything his own way on the head end and just couldn't stay the entire trip, going 6.5 furlongs because it just had the 3.5 furlong race under his belt. But I'm sure he'll be better this. I mean, the Ranger's the horse to beat. Yeah. But I'm just going to try something silly and maybe beat him with the 4-horse Dave Flyer. And I put the 1-horse Aleutian Harbor in for third. This gelding had a tough trip in the Futurity, and the rail was the worst post for him. He got stuffed down on the inside. They shut. Things were. There was a lot of traffic in front of him. When you're on the inside, you don't break well. That's a problem. He doesn't break well, and he's probably not going to break well again. He's not very good out of the gate, and he was eating dirt, and he wanted to run on and get some position, but he couldn't. His horse was in front of him, and that's what caused his 8th place finish. But that other horse was interesting too. But I'm gonna try Dave Flyer, just something a little different than a Ranger. I went 4-3-1.
I got the same horses. I did go to a Ranger. Actually, obviously, Mark doesn't want to run him once 3.5, once 6.5, and then go 1.16 in the Ascot. So he
wasn't nominated to the Ascot.
Just puts him in a nice maiden race, and I think he gets some money here. I like Aleutian Harbor too. I have him in the 2nd spot. I think there's more to this horse. Only got beat a length and a half behind Colorado Rap.
That was a good race too.
And Bugsy in the sale stake, and as you mentioned, just a brutal trip. Just throw out the. Jack Diamond Futurity, Aleutian Harbor's live, and I agree. Dave Flyer, your top pick, is definitely one to. It's a shame we didn't see Purple Storm the other day. He scratched in the gate the other day. I would have liked to see if Purple Storm had come back and run big. It would have flattered.
I just think this horse has some upside. He'll move forward because he has to move forward. His last race is not good enough to beat the 1 and the 3, but he's just one I think that will move forward.
Race out of the way, and exactly. Same horse as Mike. I went 3, 1, and 4 though in the 4th. On to the 5th. Good race here. $16,000 claimant event for 3 and up colts and geldings. Field of 8. I went down to the rail, the 1, Sanawar. He's run good races after good races. Basically, so he wins a 16 non-3. Then he's been running in 25s that were both quite tough. Well, the one was won by Absolutely Stylish, who came back to win the SW Randall by daylight. And I thought a really good third. Only beat a couple lengths by Square Dancer last time. If Square Dancer was in here, he'd be 2-5. I like Sanawar to win it. City Steel's a horse I've liked all year. Got through with a win last time. And that was for 12-5, but this is very comparable race. It's a lot of the same guys. City Steel's very live in here as well, under Dennis Arrojo. City Steel in for 2nd. And I threw in Maggie Sky, who upset last time at 12-5 in the slop at 15-1 for trainer Jim Brown. Enrique Gonzalez gets the call. I went 1-5-8.
Yeah, I have the same top 2. I think Sanawar on the class drop is going to be at least one of the horses to beat. Amadeo Perez takes over as Antonio Reyes shows up on the 4 Kermode, but this horse is running back in a week, though. That's the only negative with Sanawar, but still, that was a good third behind Silent Eagle and Square Dancer, and a decent 4th behind Absolutely Stylish, who came back to win the Randall Plate, and Square Dancer and Bistrea. Those are way tougher horses than what he's facing, and as long as he doesn't get stymied down on the inside, I think he'll be tough to beat. I agree with City Steel. He's got some back class to him. He's a nice horse.
He's a cool horse. I like him.
He looked like not hopelessly beaten. I thought Heartset was gone in that race, and this horse just really switched leads and kicked into gear, and this horse was traveling very well at the end of the race because there was no pace on at all, but City Steel ran very well once again for actually 2 best races this year I think have been for Dennis Arrojo, and he's back aboard. And I was like you, Maggie's Guy or Heartset for 3rd. Savachi rode them both, the 2 and 8, so I went to Heartset. Not that the jocks or their agents are always right, but that Heartset drew nicely for his running style. Should be close to the lead, and he's usually pretty close in this category. I went 1-5-2 in race number 5. On to the 6th race, 62.50. Older horses here going sprinting 6.5 furlongs. I went to the one horse here, Bluegrass Angus. Really not a clever pick, dropping from 16 down to the 62. Hopefully this horse does have some more life to him. His first race this year was his best. His next two have not been very good. He needs to be still better. I mean, it's no picnics at the 62.50 level. Doesn't mean when you drop from 16 to 62 you're going to automatically win the money. That's not the case. But Richard Hamill will rejoin him in the attack. Of course, he was second in the BC Derby on Bluegrass Angus and numerous wins as well. So Richard has a good feel for Bluegrass Angus, and I think this horse will be dangerous. I put the 2-horse Sunset Drive on the class drop in for second. Probably a better horse going long, but he has sprinted well in the past. I just think at this level, maybe he will be with Antonio Reyes up. He'll be, if Bluegrass Angus doesn't win, maybe he's going to be in play anyway. And I put the 5-horse Salzburg in for third. I left the outside horses out as Willing to Travel and Devil in Disguise. I didn't know what to do with either of those. Just the posts are poor and the wide trips could be a problem. But Salzburg I didn't mind. He would come out of that tough Satellite Storm heat. That was a good race that he ran. I went 1-2-5.
I did go to the outside. I went to Devil in Disguise. I thought, he's run all year long. He's been running great. 6 starts. 6 times in the money. He's got to win 3 seconds, 2/3. He's a really cool old horse, 9-year-old son of Smarty Jones. I think the shape of the race sets up well. From Bluegrass Angus is going to go probably Sir Barclay. There is other speed in here. So I like Devil in Disguise to defeat Bluegrass Angus. The horse is going to take all the money there. The Craig McPherson barn taking the big drop. But he's got to get his feet back under him. Like you said, his last 2 races have been subpar, and that's obviously why he's taking a drop down. But I still want to see where he's at. But him in second, and I put Willing to Travel. He's coming out of the endurance races. Last time he was in a 62.50 sprinting, he only got beat a neck behind Catch Me. So I threw Willing to Travel for leading trainer Phil Hall in the 3rd spot. 9-1-8 for me in the 6th. On to the 7th, $4,000 claimed event for 3 and up Colts and Geldings. Stormy Teen last time dusted him, 1 by 8. He looks to be on form right now for trainer Glenn Todd. I don't see any reason why he can't beat this field. I got Stormy Teen over Cross the Line out of the Maben barn. Cross the Line's live in here too. He just won this race as well in the slop. And I threw in a Ditcha, who's rock solid out of the Mike Anderson barn. He always shows up. 7 of 8 in the money this year. And he gets out of the 1 hole, which could help.
That's the key. That's why I do like that horse.
Yeah,
I didn't pick him on top. I picked him second.
Yeah, that's why Ditch's live and he finally gets off the rail. I went 2, 4, and 7.
Yeah, I see Stormy Teen getting the lead here. I see maybe after the conflict even outfooting him. Like Stormy Teen's had an easy lead. That track was carrying speed. 22-4 was like a 24 flat open quarter on a regular day. It was really slow.
Skipped home.
And then he sprinted home, and the final time really flattered him. Gave him a big 80 buyer, and he's never had that anywhere in his life. So I just think that's just a bit of just a one-off. Yeah. And it did happen, but he doesn't string wins together. Yeah. He's packing 124 pounds. I like the 6 horse after the conflict. I think Amadeo's gotten along well with this horse in the past. I think he's the fastest horse in the race. I think he can clear and get the lead. I think he's faster than Stormy Teen. And, he got into a bit of a speed duel last time. And prior to that, his run behind Maggie's Guy in Fleming's Beach I thought was pretty good. And that kind of race should be able to make him difficult. And I put the 7 horse Adichie in for second. As you mentioned off the top, getting off the rail is huge. His last time he was on the outside, he won, defeating Maggie's Guy in Fleming's Beach back on July the 27th. And whenever he's down on the inside, he just gets covered up, and he just doesn't like it there. He's pinned down on the inside. He likes to run in the 3-path. Yeah. He's one of those horses where the trainer says, lose ground. Don't save ground. Saving ground is no good for a ditch.
Exactly. He does not like to be inside.
He likes to be on the outside of horses. So I put him in for second, and of course Stormy Teen for third. I went 6, 7, and 2, but I think you need all 3 of them in your late pick 4. That'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday afternoon program. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of our picks. Here come the selections for the Saturday program. Back in race number 1, I went to the 4, Dancing Shoes. I'm going to call for a little minor upset. It won't be much of an upset. They'll both be odds on, or one will be 3-5, one will be 6-5. But 4-2-1 for me in the fantasy. Race number 2, I went to the 3, under par. I'm going to be a big favorite. 3, 6, and 1. Race number 3, I went to the 5, another likely favorite, Transplant. Going to go 5, 2, and 3. Race number 4, a little bit of an outsider, the 4 horse Dayflower. I'm going to go 4, 3, and 1. Race number 5, the 1 Sanawar over the 5 City Steel, and the 2 Heart Set. Very competitive 5th race. Race number 6, I went to the 1 Bluegrass Angus. 1, 2, 5 for me in race number 6, and on to the 7th and final. I went to the 6 after the conflict. We're going to go 6, 7, and 2.
On to my picks, there we go. Back in the first, I went to the 2 Summerland over the 4 Dance and Choose and the 1 Friday. Great race there. The second, I agree with Mike, number 3 Under Par over the 6 and the 1. In the third, I went to the 2 Unleashed over the 6 and the 5. In the fourth, love number 3 A Ranger over the 1 and the 4. In the fifth, I agree with Mike on number 1 Sanawar over the 5 and the 8. In the sixth, I went to the 9-year-old number 9 Devil in Disguise over the 1 and the 8. And the nightcap, going out for the Glenn Todd late double here, I went to the 2 Stormy Teen over the 4 and the 7.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. A quick reminder that we do resume racing on Sunday, September the 30th, with another 7-race program headed by the $75,000 Ascot graduation. Be a really good race.
Yeah.
First 2-year-olds, Colts and Geldings, will be going a mile and a 16th on Sunday. First race is always at 150. Don't forget that's the Pick 5 carryover. Currently sits at $3,455. Just a shade under $3,500 at the start in race number 2 on the Saturday program. So that's about $220. The estimated post for the Pick 5 is always interesting when it gets up there a little bit, but it's at $3,455 for you Pick 5 players. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill for Handicapper's Corner.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.